Hey there, Tommy.
Hey, Kevin.
So this looks familiar. You standing at a table making a sketch, lumber by your side. Are you thinking of building something?
Well, I am. I was actually at a homeowner's house the other day, and when I walked in the door, I noticed they had this nice little cubby unit hanging on the wall.
Yeah?
So I drew up a sketch to show you what I'm thinking about. It's got 3 little cubbies, a place to put your hat, and even some hooks to hang your coat. Now, it's a pretty simple project, and I think we can do it today.
All right. So you got yourself a sketch and you got yourself some lumber. So you've been shopping.
Right. I went to the home center, and I picked up some poplar for the top and the sides. I also picked up some narrow pieces for the divider.
Yeah.
I even picked up a piece of 1/4-inch plywood for the back, and I got some hooks to hang your coat.
All right. So I'll give you a hand. Where do you want to start?
Well, let's start by cutting some lengths.
Perfect.
While you cut the boards to length on the chop saw, I'll rip the widths we need on the table saw.
All right, Tommy, just assembling it here with a dry fit to get a sense of where we're going. It's coming along.
Yeah, it's looking good.
Yep.
All right, now we also want to put a piece of 1/4-inch plywood in the back to hold it all together.
Back here, yeah.
But I don't want to see the end grain of the plywood along the end of the shelf or across the top when we put it together.
Okay.
So what I want to do is I actually want to hide it or recess it into a rabbet along each side and across the top.
Okay, so table saw or router?
We're going to use a router for that. I set the depth of my rabbeting bit, the thickness of the plywood. The bearing on the bottom will guide my router bit in a straight line. The rabbeting bit makes a round cut at the end, so I'll square that off with a chisel. All right, the next thing I want to do is I want to do this little detail right here. It's a little arch to dress it up a little bit. To make that, I'm going to use a plastic bucket, and I'm just going to trace it. Now I'll cut that radius and both pieces at the same time using my jigsaw. I keep the saw blade back from the line, and then I'll fine-tune it with the sander. I've sanded all the pieces, and now I just want to round over the leading edges. Now I'm going to drop the router bit down just a little bit, ease over the top edge, and create a shadow line. I've marked the location for the screws that will hold the piece together. And now I want to pre-drill the holes. All right, now that we have all of our pieces drilled and laid out, all we need to do now is glue it and screw it together. We're using trim head screws, which will only leave a small hole to fill later. now we're ready for the back. We just mark it first. We'll glue it and then secure it with some 1-inch nails. All right, let's see how it looks. Looks pretty good. Now all we need to do is sand it again lightly, prime it, fill all the screw holes, put a good coat of paint on it. When the paint dries, we'll put a set of hooks right across here.
Perfect. All right. Simple project, Tommy, but built right and looks good.